Hi everyone, my name is Jane and welcome to a new video. So I've been watching a lot of South Park recently. I've been watching back all of the older seasons and I'm actually really enjoying it. I already made one video where I react to the South Park Goths, but today I thought I'd react to one entire episode because I came across this episode that is about the Goths and the EMOS, and I thought it would be funny to just watch this one together and show you my reaction to it. So just as a little disclaimer, I think everyone knows that South Park is meant to be satire, so it's all jokes and it's all very exaggerated. And in my last video, a lot of people didn't understand that I was being like sarcastic too and that I was making jokes too, but I am not taking these episodes seriously like in any way. I'm just reacting to it and like telling you about my thoughts and my experiences as a goth while watching these episodes. So please know that this is satire, and yes, I understand that it is satire. By the way, really quickly, I now have memberships on my channel, so if you want to support me a little extra, check out the memberships on my channel. You can receive many different benefits on my channel and you would help me a lot. Also, don't forget to check out my Instagram because I post updates and reels and a lot of fun stuff over there. So if you would like to be up to date with my videos and if you want to see more goth content, do follow me on Instagram. Anyway, back to the video. So today we're watching an episode from season 17, episode 4, Goth Kids 3, Dawn of the Posers. And I've heard that this episode is about goths and emos, which should be really fun. This is actually an episode from 2013, so I'm kind of late with this. By the way, before we start, I'm not an expert at emo, so if I say anything that is wrong about the emos, please do not attack me. I did do some research on emos before I recorded this because I knew this was going to be about emos and I want to at least have something to say about it. But please do not attack me, I'm a goth, okay? I'm not an emo and I do not claim to know anything about that. Please do not take this as some sort of guide about emos and goths and stuff. I'm just a goth watching a South Park episode for fun, okay?
Going down to South Park and have myself a toy.
Death and sadness everywhere, loneliness and degradation.
Going down to South Park, gonna take my woes with me.
Nightmares every night, posers spouting, let's go shopping.
Heading up to South Park, cause I cannot unwind.
I have spiders, love and rain. I'm only happy when I'm in pain.
So I'm going down to South Park to die.
I already love the little parody that they made of the intro from South Park. And it's just so funny. I just love that they made a special little song for the goths. I actually wonder if this is what goth music sounds like to people who aren't into goth.
So I cast my body into the trials of blood. The knife pierces deep, deep into my lonely eyes. So I can see this black world no more. That's how I feel when my mother is me. I just want to escape so she can't hurt me anymore.
Wow, that's already a pretty heavy way to start an episode. Reading a really dark poem and speaking about how her mother is treating her badly. And of course she's holding an Edgar Allan Poe book. I also just really love the room that they made for the goth. I've said this before, but the way that they made this room is just... I just really love the way it looks because it kind of in a way reminds me of my own room and all the stuff that I have in it.
Henrietta, sweetie!
Shut up, Mom! Go away!
Oh, but remember Daddy wanted to talk to you in the living room, my dark little princess.
Stop calling me a princess. I'm not a beauty queen in a Disney movie.
We'll be waiting in the living room.
God, she just never stops.
Well, that was kind of unexpected, the way she just spoke about her mother and her mother being like, hey, sweetie. This girl just kind of seems like a typical edgy teenager. I wouldn't say that this is typical goth behavior. Like, it's not typical for goths to curse at their parents or to be like mean to other people. At least most goths aren't really that way. It's not really typical that all goths are mean, as some people sometimes think. But no, I would say that this is just a typical edgy teenager.
Henrietta, as you know, your mother and I have been concerned about your behavior for some time.
Are we really doing this again?
Already look at the pictures in the background. There's like family photos where the goth girl is holding up her middle fingers and looking really disgusted to her parents and stuff. I think that is so funny.
We've had a hard time coping with the dark things you're into, but we finally had some counseling. And apparently we're not the only parents who have a child that is emo.
What?
But Daddy and I love our little muffin, even if she's emo or not.
I'm not a emo. Don't you even know the death?
The worst thing you could do to a goth is call them an emo. This is pretty relatable though. As a goth, I often get called an emo, and I know many goths experience this because a lot of people who are not into alternative stuff often confuse goths and emos, which I understand. Like, if you're not into all this, like, I understand why you wouldn't see the difference between goth and emo, because they're both dark and they wear dark makeup and they listen to kind of dark music, but there is an actual difference between the two. I will get to that later. But yeah, this is pretty typical. Goths often get really mad if you call them an emo, because obviously people do not want to be called something that they are not, or something that they do not want to be associated with, which can seem pretty funny to people who are not alternative.
So listen, sweetie, we've found a camp.
No.
A camp which is for troubled kids like you, and you get to work outside and learn about responsibility.
I'm not going to any camp.
It's for 2 weeks, and when you come back, we can talk about earning back some of your privileges.
I won't come back because I'll be dead.
I mean, yeah, I would be mad too if my parents sent me to some camp. I mean, obviously it's not fun, but you know, maybe it'll be good for her. Maybe they'll teach her not to be so edgy and hold up her middle fingers and smoke as a literal, like, 10-year-old.
And that's all you know? What else did she say? She said that her parents called her an emo and she had to go to this camp for 2 weeks. I just can't believe it. I can't believe parents would do that to their child.
Oh, I love that the friends are so worried for her. That's true friendship. Goths looking out for each other. I just really love that. That's how it's supposed to be.
All right, now, you say that you witnessed your friend being abused by her parents.
Yes. They called her an emo.
Okay, wow, so that is how offended the Goths get when you call them an emo. These kids actually went to CPS for this. Like, I thought they would be worried about the camp, but they're going to CPS for the fact that the parents called her an emo.
So why do you think they called her that?
Because she's goth and some ignorant people don't know the difference.
What is the difference?
Oh my god! They're totally different!
Okay, different how?
They're, one is good and emos are horrible. They're posers.
Yeah, I do see that a lot, is that Goths speak really negatively about emos, and just people in general speak very negatively about emos. I personally do not really have a very strong opinion on emos. I mean, obviously I don't want to be called an emo, but I think some of their music is pretty good. But I guess many Goths do really look down upon emos and their subculture. Like, in some places it just seems like Goths and emos are like at war. Like, it's actually crazy sometimes. And obviously emos don't want to be called goth and goths don't want to be called emos. So yeah, there's always kind of something going on between emos and goths, it seems.
All right, think of it this way. A goth believes that deep down the world is totally fucked up. But an emo thinks that deep down they are totally fucked up.
That's not much of a difference.
That's a huge fucking difference!
Okay, so this guy just explained the difference between emo and goth in one sentence, and I think this is actually pretty correct. So what I would say is the biggest difference between goth and emo is the music, because goth and emo are both music-based subcultures. So the biggest part of the culture is the music. And the goths obviously have goth music, and the emos have emo music. And I would say, if we're gonna talk about like the view of the world and our feelings and all that stuff, I think the way this guy puts it is pretty correct. Especially if you look at the lyrics of goth and emo songs. Again, I'm not an expert at emo, but I've listened to some emo songs, so I know a little bit about it. And I would say that the emo view is that life is tragic. Whereas the goths are more like seeing beauty in tragedy and thinking more positively about things. And yeah, goth music definitely has a lot of dark topics too. Goths love to talk about deep and dark topics and love to really think about these topics. However, I feel like not all goth music is about the world being messed up. There are songs about love, like positive songs about love. There's a lot of songs about like mythical or supernatural creatures. Like, goths really love to sing about vampires and werewolves and that kind of stuff. And yes, these are all still very dark topics. Like, even when it's about love, it's often like in a typical goth way. Like, the lyrics are always kind of still like weird or dark in a way. But yeah, I think a lot of different topics are very important in the goth subculture. So yeah, I think the way this guy describes it is definitely correct, but I think there's more to it, obviously. But if we're really gonna talk about the difference between emo and goth, I think this is a pretty good way to do that. So yeah, it's just basically emo music versus goth music. And obviously there's also a difference in the fashion style, like goths are often seen wearing a certain type of makeup and certain type of clothes and stuff, and emos also have kind of a typical kind of emo style. But the fashion definitely isn't the most important part about these subcultures. A lot of people often think that a goth is someone who dresses in black a lot and wears eyeliner a lot, but that is incorrect. Goth is about the music, and a lot of goths actually do not always dress in black and do not always wear eyeliner, so that's kind of more a misconception. You often see goths like on YouTube and on TikTok looking that way, but that is not what makes you goth. Like, wearing black is not what makes you goth. What makes you goth is listening to the music, just like what makes you emo is being into emo music and the subculture. So yeah, I hope that explained it well. If I'm incorrect about something, please do let me know in the comments below so I can correct myself. And let me know your thoughts about this, because a lot of people view these things differently, but this is just the way that I would explain it to someone. So that was a lot of talking, and let's go back to the episode now.
Hello? Somebody let me out of here! You can't treat people like this!
I guess she's getting some kind of like calming plant therapy or something. Also, that room looks so boring. Like, it looks like you would get out of there traumatized instead of better, because that room literally looks like one of those boring white padded rooms for like people who are in danger to themselves. That doesn't really look like a good camp for kids at all.
What if she comes back and she's all preppy and conformist? She's only been there 2 weeks. They can't have changed her that much. Can they have?
Oh yeah, I hope the camp didn't convince her that goth is some kind of phase for kids and that she should grow out of it and stuff. Because a lot of people think that being goth is a phase and it's just a way to be rebellious against your parents and stuff. But goth is actually not a phase to a lot of people. A lot of people who are older are still into goth. Like, some people just do not grow out of goth at all. And it's not necessarily a thing that is only for teenagers, because the goth music and the subculture and the style, I think, is not necessarily something only kids could be into. Like, I think it's something that you can definitely be into, like, even if you're a grandma, or even if you're 40, or even if you're just an adult, you know?
Oh my god. Hey guys.
What the hell have they done to you?
What do you mean? They couldn't do anything. They can't fix me. They don't even understand me.
Oh my god, it's worse than we thought. They made her emo!
Oh no, did she just become emo? I think she had a little bit too much self-reflection at that camp. I love the little reference that they made to what a lot of emos often say, that like, you can't fix me and nobody understands me. That's like one of those typical things that a lot of edgy teenagers often say.
I was thinking, maybe they just made you confused at that place. Maybe they didn't know what they were doing. But then I started thinking, maybe that place turned you emo on purpose. Like maybe they knew what they were doing.
You should probably stop digging for answers. Soon the entire world will be emo. It is our time.
Oh my god, no way!
Do not fight it, Michael. Is being emo really all that different from being goth?
Join us!
No way! No way, no way!
Oh, this is so brilliant. The emos are trying to take over the world. It's literally a goth's worst nightmare.
Death and despair! Death and despair! Death and despair! Death and despair!
Oh, I love that little ringtone he has. So goth. My ringtone is actually like the little intro part of Lullaby by The Cure. I do not really get calls that often, but when I do, I just really enjoy the fact that I put that as my ringtone.
Hello? It's worse than we thought! What is, everything? No, I mean Henrietta!
Good one.
In the dining room, Michael, let's go. Have a seat, son. Your mom and I have decided you're going to go away for a little while.
What?
We've been put in touch with this camp for troubled kids like you
What
and—
the hell are you talking about?
This place gonna fix you, make you a normal child!
No, you gotta listen to me! You don't know what you're doing! You conformist! They're evil!
So this guy is being sent to that camp too. So will he become an emo too now?
Our two friends are being body snatched by emos. There's only one other group who understands emos like we do. We're gonna have to team up with the vampires.
Are you crazy?
What choice do we have?
The vampires are our sworn enemies. We beat up their leader. We burned down their lair. Don't you remember?
Yeah, I remember. But we have to walk right into the middle of the vampires and ask them for help.
Oh no, not the vamp kids. So what they're talking about here is something that happened in a previous episode that I watched before this. Basically what happened, the vamp kids were becoming very popular, like a lot of kids were becoming a vampire. So the gods tried to like defeat them by burning down their lair, which was hot topic. So yeah, the gods and the vamps are kind of like enemies of each other. But I guess it is true what they say, like, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. So they're kind of teaming up with the vamps to stop the emos together. So I'm skipping a little part because this part was kind of boring and long. But basically, they team up with the vamp kids and they're going to spy on the emos.
Are you guys gonna go to the Fall Out Boy concert?
I just noticed that there are more references on the wall. On the door, it says My Medical Relationship, which is obviously like a reference to My Chemical Romance. I just think that's so funny. By the way, I do not really want to show the entire frame here because the emos are hurting themselves, if you understand what I mean. And I do not really want to show that in my videos. So I'm just kind of cutting out this frame.
Henrietta! I baked cookies for your new little emo friends.
Not now, Mom! Can't you see I'm hurting? I'm sorry I'm such a disappointment. Sorry I'm not the pretty cheerleader you always wanted.
Does she still seem better?
Oh, much better. She didn't call me a bitch, and she actually apologized to me.
That's more like it.
Oh, right. So now she's emo. She's not mean to her parents anymore. She's more like mean to herself because she doesn't like herself and she's all apologetic to her mother and stuff because she feels like a failure. That is a typical thing that you often hear about goths and emos, is that emos hate themselves and goths hate other people. Which I don't think that is very true about goths. Like, I don't think goths necessarily hate other people. I mean, I don't hate people, except maybe for like little children and people who eat in public, or people who make a lot of noise, people who scream, or people who smell really strongly, or people who accidentally touch me, or people who are in the way of me, or people who drive too slowly or walk too slowly when I'm behind them. Actually, you know what? Maybe they're actually right about goths.
And you say she just showed up like this? You know Henrietta. That thing in there is not Henrietta. This calls for a summoning.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
We call upon the creator of all that is dark, the godfather of death and despair. Edgar Allan Poe, your followers in darkness beg for your help.
Yeah, that should have been obvious. They're summoning Edgar Allan Poe. I actually wish it would be this simple to actually summon Edgar Allan Poe. Just say some words and light some candles.
Where am I? What is this place?
It's him! It's Edgar Allan Poe!
I actually love Edgar Allan Poe. Look, I have this collection of his stories and poems with like golden pages. And look how cool it looks. I just really love this. And guess what? The inside has spider webs. Shout out to Edgar Allan Poe.
Why have the living summoned me from my rest?
There's this camp for troubled kids, right? Only they aren't helping kids, they're purposely turning them into emos.
Emos? Oh my god, emos are such wannabe conformists.
Edgar said it.
What? Where are you No! No!
Shh! It's best you don't upset them.
What the hell are you doing to people?
Not me. I just work for them. All I do is help the emos get into their human host.
Wait a minute. Emos are plants?
Okay, what the This is South Park for you. This is probably the weirdest twist I've ever seen.
Emoclaris americanus. Wonderful species. Except for their tendencies of self-mutilation and the need for other species to acknowledge their pain.
Ah, of course, the Emoclaris americanus. They need others to acknowledge their pain. Very typical emo. Alright, so the Edgar crew with the vamps and the goths are on their way to the camp to like save their friends and like defeat the EMOS or something.
God, you guys are so lame. And if you want my help, you better all stop calling me Edgar.
Well, that's your name, isn't it?
That's the name my stupid parents gave me. I like to be called by my goth name, Night Pain.
Oh, God.
What? You guys are posers.
Edgar Allan Poe calling literal goths posers. That is like top tier comedy.
Dude, Michael, are you okay? Kick it over! Stop the plant! Oh, thank God you're here. Emos are plants and they're invading human bodies. All right, we're gonna get you out of here, and then we're gonna burn this whole place down.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that's not the plan.
You did very good. The emo plants are pleased with your dedication.
Ferkel, all this time we thought you were goth. How long have you been emo?
Don't you see we can't stop them? We might as well join them.
Okay, so this kid, Ferkel or something, wasn't even a goth. He was an emo all along. Another crazy twist, like the typical traitor.
Let us go, you ultimate conformist!
Don't fight it. It's quicker that way.
Oh God, I'm starting to feel emo! Wait a minute, where the hell is Edgar Allan Poe?
Okay, I'm here, posers.
Night Pain, destroy the plant leader! The leader over there!
Wait a minute. What is this? This says it was bought at Lowe's Home and Garden for $29.95.
Hey, these are just plants.
No, they talk to me.
No, they're just like ficus plants and vibrating pots.
Wait, so emos are not plants?
But looks like it's over, Harold Flanagan. So we have just one question for you. Are you scared? Yes! That's good! 'Cause you're on, yes, I was scared!
What?
Look at the camera right there. Oh my God, are you serious?
Your wife Sarah put you up to this.
I got you!
It was all a big prank, of course. Am I the only one who really does not enjoy those kind of programs? Like, every time I see it on TV, I just feel really bad for the people who get pranked. Like, I just don't like watching those kind of things.
I turned traitor for no reason.
Did you know about this? I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, so the goths weren't even in on this. They got fooled so hard.
And you didn't suspect anything when we had plants tell you to turn goths and vamp kids into emos when really they're exactly the same thing? I guess I should have figured it out. I'm an idiot.
Well, actually, they're not the same thing. But of course, I'm saying that as a goth. But yeah, I guess to other people, they really are kind of the same thing.
It was all a prank by some douchey network reality show.
Oh my God. This is so embarrassing.
Yeah, you should feel embarrassed. You got fooled so hard.
Hang on. What I meant to say was, we just infiltrated the emo layer and we torched the plant leader.
Oh! It's me! I'm me again! Oh my God, I'm all better! Thanks, you guys!
Oh well, all the goths are normal. I mean, goth again.
Henrietta, I have dinner ready.
Shut up, Mom! Leave me alone, you conformist bag of demon!
Oh, and of course she gets back to cursing at her parents, because she is goth again, and goths curse at their parents and they hate people and they are mean to people, of course. Yeah, so that was the whole episode. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was so funny, and I just really love the little references that they put in this, like the bands on the wall and just the typical things that emos and goths always say. And I also really love the Edgar Allan Poe part, like, of course. I had so much fun watching this and reacting to it, and I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video too and that you had some good laughs with me. Please let me know what you thought of this in the comments down below. I love reading your comments, and if I said any things that are incorrect, please correct me in the comments down below, but please do not be too mean about it, because on my last video a lot of people were like crazy mean, like just come on guys, I'm not saying wrong stuff on purpose, you know. Anyway, yeah, please leave a comment and check out my memberships on my channel, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it and consider subscribing to my channel. And I really hope to see you all in my next video. Bye bye!